Hello again, it's Carolyn. I'm here to share another channeled message from the LightKeepers, a group of angelic beings, a channel on a regular basis. And today's channel is really about a way to cultivate courage and fearlessness in our lives. And I'll give you my takeaways at the end. And first, I do want to remind you that below you will see a link for my free video on flow. And what I've done is I've gathered this information from many of my distance energy healing client documents, because I started seeing a pattern of how we could really, by combining a number of pieces into our day as part of a package of health and wellness, that we can help establish a greater flow in our body. And it talks about how flow is important to our journey for this human body. So it's free below. Click on that link and you will get sent over to be able to get that free video. Also, don't forget, I have a Facebook page. I put out probably 3 or 4 times a week, neat little channels, short ones, meditations, poems, and if you like these, you'll like those. So like, share, and subscribe widely. Because I really want to get this message out. That's part of my mission with the LightKeepers, and making sure that as many people hear their messages of beauty. Because with the information that comes through in the words, and I don't know, some of you have mentioned this, and some of my clients have mentioned this because they get much longer documents of channeled personal information. They say, I feel the vibration of the words. And that's part of the point of this, is the vibration of the words is coming into your being, into your soul, because it's coming from the angelic realm. So I just wanted you to know that. Please do like, share, and subscribe. So I'm going to get straight into the channel now, and then I'm going to make some comments, and you can think about it for yourself. And feel free to comment too, because I love to hear what other people think of these and just your own journey. I've had some neat sharing experiences with folks in the comment section. So, all right, here we go. You ask about courage. You ask about fear. Why must you feel these feelings? We say, for one does not need to feel these feelings. They are only brought about by your stuffing down of other feelings. One cannot be courageous or fearless when one has fears within that have not been expressed, dealt with, or understood. One is often fearful of forgiving, for in humankind, forgiving is an obstacle to courage and fearlessness. What does that mean, you ask? There is a lack of forgiving in humankind. It goes hand in hand, for one cannot be courageous or fearless without the ability to forgive. Yet forgiving takes courage and fearlessness. One must delve deeply inside, pulling up the past hurts that others have done to you, or more likely, what you have allowed them to do to you. For it is only you that allows others to do to you, to drown you in a sea of unforgiveness and fear. One does not often want to relive these moments and understand. Understanding works to your advantage. Thinking, feeling the past wrongs works to your advantage, for it undoes all the damage of having not dealt with past hurts. In this process, you become fearless. You become courageous, all by working through these individual wrongs. We ask you to begin to be fearless. Be courageous in the face of your past. For it is this that often keeps one from moving forward. For this we do not want for you. Begin your courageous walk along this path, the path that allows forgiveness and the ultimate path to all freedom. For this we leave you today in light and love forevermore, the LightKeepers. So I really liked that one. I thought it made so much sense after I thought about it, because I had to think about it, and I thought, well, what does fearlessness and courage have to do with forgiveness? And this is kind of just one example of what we don't deal with when the things actually happen, and then we let them hurt us throughout eternity, it seems. And then I realized, as they say, yeah, that makes sense, because to go back and think about, and I've done this, think about some of the things that I've left unresolved, and not that you can necessarily go resolve them with that person, but what we need to do, at least what I felt we need to do, and I think this is what they're talking about, is bring up the courage within yourself to even just go back and think about that situation and how you have to be able to forgive yourself. I think a lot of this is about forgiving ourselves. And yes, there's a whole other conversation. I'm sure they're speaking to this as well, forgiving others, but forgiving ourselves is probably one of the things we do the least because we beat ourselves down so much. So in my example, I've gone back to a couple of situations in my life where I wish I would have done things differently or treated a person differently. And I haven't really wanted to think about it because it hurts. It hurts me knowing that I behaved that way and left pretty much an indelible mark upon them. And so what I've done is I've made myself do that. And as much as it hurts, I realize, Carolyn, you need to forgive yourself because that was then. It was a different time in my life. I may not have made a great choice in how I dealt with the situation, but in essence, sorry, I have a cat here. There's my cat. Anyway, so as long as you're, so what I've done is I've gone back and I've sat with that feeling because I know it's there. And I felt shame and hurt. And then I realized I reacted the way that I thought I should have at that time. And I'm not saying what I did was necessarily right, but I'm offering forgiveness to myself, a learning opportunity to move forward in my life. And it takes courage and fearlessness, as they say, to explore those things. Because we all have those things where we don't want to think about it. We don't want to even, go back there, whether it's something we did to others or they did to us or whatever. And some of them are very, very difficult. But I firmly believe if we stuff them down and we just let them keep building and stuff them down and we haven't really helped ourselves think through them, even if it's just us thinking through them ourselves and not dealing with the other person, and being able to come to a place of comfort by using that courage and that fearlessness, I think we remove so much angst from ourselves. And so I think this is what they're talking about here, and I really do believe that it allows you to free yourself up and take that big, deep breath over time of knowing that this was an experience in your life, and now you've used some courage, fearlessness to look into it and forgive yourself for what you may have done to someone else. And again, there's many other examples we could use about this, forgiving others, etc. But that's kind of my take on it. So anyway, I'd be interested in what you have to say as well. And I guess with this, I'll say goodbye and thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate your friendship and you watching my videos. Take care.